Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. The first carry now. This is Johnson. Tackle was made by Joel Iyiegbuniwe. On 2nd and 7, Stafford caught by Jones. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Stafford on 3rd down. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Well, not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in this 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. On 1st down, it's Cohen, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Hey, wahoo! Yeah, you don't want none. Let's get this out.
Now on 2nd and 13, Trubisky, and he completes it to Cohen. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now Trubisky. Finding Gabriel, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another 1st down.
1st and goal at the 7. Exit.
Now it's Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll make it 2nd and goal.
57. Mike, 57. Good move. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tariq Cohen with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter as the Bears push further out in front. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the 1st quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
We ain't giving up nothing today.
Back to throw, Stafford. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
Lady! 57, come on! Watch the slant! Watch the slant!
Out of the gun, Stafford. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
You see me out here? That's right. We can't be stopped.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their 18-yard line.
Three down. Watch it. Alert.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
That's how we do it, baby.
Brought down back at the 27. That's the end of the
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Hey, alert. Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike. Hey, orbit.
Here's Trubisky to throw. That is caught by Cohen. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
It is hard in zone coverage to stop a curl route because when they see it, they just try and find the open spot and sit down.
Yeah, we always talk about finding the soft spot in the zone. What's the key to doing that? How do you do it?
You have to read what the coverage is. Is it 2 deep? Is it 3 deep? Because then you know where the linebackers are going to drop, what spots on the field they naturally get to, and you find that open space, and then you're in sync with your quarterback. He should be reading the exact same thing, and they put the ball right on you.
On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
A 38-yard attempt.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay,
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check 31. Like 7.
Throwing again. Stafford. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 1st down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Again, it's Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. To throw is Stanford. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
To throw again, Stafford. And that is incomplete here. The intended receiver, Josh Reynolds. And it's 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They snap it to Stanford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Alert.
Trubisky will throw. And this is Gabriel on the catch. Touchdown, Chicago! Taylor Gabriel, his first touchdown of the new season as the Bears push further out in front. Gano the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. Normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Check 37. 22. Middle, go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Stafford. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Kyle Fuller. And the return will stop right around the 25.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Slam.
They'll run on 1st down. Cohen. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay.
Let's go.
At the 25-yard line.
Motion. 57's the man.
On 2nd down, it's Cohen. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On third down, Trubisky. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Taylor Gabriel with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point try good by Gano. And the route is on here in this first half. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stafford nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fielded at the 43. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right.
Draw play here. Trubisky gives to Cohen. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And this is going to be incomplete. Darquez Denard there defensively. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Now it's Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Trubisky now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Trubisky gives to Cohen. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
On 2nd down now, it's Cohen. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Set to kick off.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Meanwhile, taking a look at what's going on in KC. It's the Chiefs that have jumped out to the early lead against the Raiders. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Stafford now to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Blowing that play up for Roquan Smith as he gets the sack. They are going to go for it. It's Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A good pickup there at 22.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. He's going to air one out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over. This one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions,
live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there?
Blitz coming, and down he goes. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
Going deep this time for Miller. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stafford. Now they go screen. It's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Throwing is Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play there for the Lions. 45 yards.
First down, Detroit.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down and 4. Stafford, they'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. So now Stafford will bring up the Lions, and they'll go for 2.
We're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be fielded at the 8. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now at Soldier Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
They try again with Cohen. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 39, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
58 to Mike. Check the outs, check the outs, check the outs. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
On first down, Barrow, a pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
You don't want no problem from me.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Bears' 31-yard line.
From the 31, Stafford. And this is caught off a deflection. Had a nice move, but can't break away. Down just inside the 30.
Sometimes it pays to be lucky rather than good. That was not even the intended receiver on that pass.
But still able to haul it in for the reception.
You ain't going nowhere.
From the gun on third down, Stafford. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Leonard Floyd able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on fourth down. Here we go on fourth. Stafford. And it is incomplete. The Lions turned away on fourth down. And the Bears will get the football back. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on fourth. And we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, 60 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the...
That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kenny Golladay. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. So now Stafford will bring up the Lions, and they'll go for 2. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
The carry here for the big tight end. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
At the 47-yard line.
Pick up. 180. Red, up. It's our field. Blue draw quarters. Alert.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky. Robinson's got it. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Throwing here, Trubisky. He's got his tight end, Burton. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 16 yards is the pickup there on a 1st down for Chicago. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Don't get nervous.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Now Trubisky to throw. That's complete right side to Gabriel. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down, right around the 18-yard line. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. Well, one of the few things that's gone right for them, likely a little too late, but maybe a little feather in their cap.
I think so, and to me, they played that play without looking at the scoreboard, without worrying about where they were in the score, because things haven't gone right, as you noted, for them much of this game. But they gave great effort there and picked up a defense that's had its share of troubles in this one.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So now they come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. To throw again. Stafford. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down.
17 yards.
First down, Mike 58, right there. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
On 1st down, Stafford here. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 1st down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Here's Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 1st down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Here's Stafford. That is caught at the 7. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Second down and goal. Stafford getting a hand in there and knocking it away. Eddie Jackson. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now it's Stafford. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. No surprise there. Third and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Bears, and it appears they're going to win this game. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They'll run on first down. Cohen. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Looky here, Trubisky wants to throw it. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. 2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Josh Reynolds that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. One last throw here for Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Chicago, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.